Excellent. Recording is in progress. All right. Good morning, everybody. Very excited to get started here today. First, I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce Miss JoJo. Jo Marie Reed is joining us from the side of the dark side. Sadness. Jo Marie is a litigator. Oh. If you need questions about negotiation, handling objections, she is an expert. But she is trying to run and hide from that side. Like Flavia, who is a recovering attorney, she hopes to be recovering soon. She's an active litigator as we speak. But we're thrilled to have her.
I do a little bit of everything right now, mostly insurance, business.
Yeah. Hoping to escape and be more on the luxury real estate side. So welcome. Yay. Okay, so today, guys, what we're talking about is our favorite, which is the seller's report. And I want to share a little bit about the seller's report because there's things in my office, and I was reminded of this morning when I was talking to a brand new agent who I'd love you all to meet. Michelle, she's not brand new, she's just new to us. Michelle Jarvis from the Jarvis Group. Michelle and Channing joined us last week in the new Ocala office. Woo! And we were talking about some folks that may be coming over, and we were talking to her about, she was sharing them all the great stuff she learned, but they may join the Winter Park office. And I said, what did you tell them? And what did you share? Because I made for her the marketing book that we did, the flip book, and the listing presentation tools. And she shared all those goodies. And guess what? They don't have all those goodies because there's certain things that I do for you that not everybody has or does. So I just want to remind you, as we go through things, there's tools out there that there's Sotheby's tools, but not everybody trains on. So some of the stuff we're talking about here today, and why I'm bringing it up is because tomorrow, I hope you're all joining us at the Alfond Inn. It's going to be a wonderful event. And Budge will be there, and Christine Newell and Kathy Forrester, and they're going to talk about all the amazing things going on for the rest of the year, but so will other wonderful Sotheby's agents from Winter Park, from Lake Mary. And if you bring up some of these things, they're going to look at you like you have three heads. Because I am one of those brokers who train on everything, and not every other broker does. Would you agree with that, Claire? As I have Miss Claire right over here. Our amazing marketing manager can tell you, because she goes to all the offices. There's stuff I train on, guys, that nobody else does. And there's stuff that we do here that not everybody else does. So one of the things I'm going to bring up to your attention is here on sir.com. Remember, we have, now you're like, I have no clue, but this is the brand site, right? Now, how do we get there? We went to the My Hub and we clicked on the Sir resources, right? What happened is we have favorited a couple things. Listtrac, everybody should know about. What is Listtrac? Can we talk about what Listtrac is? This is a short conversation. Okay, we're going to take a step back because that was painful. Okay, the Pulse report, which can be found where? Does anybody know where the Pulse report can be found? Listings, Pulse report. It's the seller's report right there. That is created by Marketing Extraordinaire. And what it does is it tells our sellers what we're doing. We promise them the sun, the moon, and the stars, right? Don't we? And it shows them what we're doing. It shows them all of the good stuff. The marketing team puts in there the ad from the Orlando Sentinel. And this is, God knows how old this listing is. So I'd have to actually go in as an agent here to show you an actual listing. So let me do that. Let me go in as an agent really quickly. I'm going to go in as Tasha because I like to do that. Let's go in as Miss Tasha here. And my Tasha, no.
And I just updated those last week.
Thank you for doing so. Appreciate you. Okay, I'm going to go in as Ocala agent. By the way, when I go in here, yes, I can help you and do yours for you. But will I? Only when I'm training. Okay, so yes, I'm going to continue. So I'm logging in as Tasha now because you guys all know, as your fearless leader, I have all the listings, but I really have none, right? So I'm going to go in here and I can do one thing. I could go to Ready Promo Dashboard and I can see the listings. And in any listing, all these things that have been done for you also include the pulse report, right? But if I just want to go to the list of the pulse reports, I just go to listing pulse reports, and they're all right here. Okay, so if I want to see one, let's go right on over here. I can click on one. Now, you know they're created for you, but they're not enabled. Let's talk about that for a second. Why are they not enabled? Does anybody know? Correct, because we want to make sure they have some good data on it before we start sending them. They go out, Claire, when did they go out? Thursdays?
For the
Pulse.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if your listing went live on Wednesday? It's gonna look really sad for your seller to get this and it says nothing. So we want to make sure you give it a week, right, to have some data on there before we send it out. So we don't enable it, we let you enable it. So you want to check it out first, make sure there's some data on there before you enable it. Once you hit enable, that sucker's going out every Thursday. Okay, everybody make sense on that? All right. Now, it tells you all the goodies, who's looking at it, where they're clicking on the details, are they looking at the photos? And then things like the Orlando Sentinel, marketing's putting that in for you. When the listing is $350 and above, they print it. 350,000. 350 bucks. That was a good one. Thank you. That is the only time it matters, the cost of the house. Digitally, it could be $100,000. And it used to be in Ocala, right? So, but if for printing purposes, that's the only time that 350,000 matters, okay? But this is not being added by you guys. This is being added by marketing, right? If they did a wonderful little, look, Premier Sotheby's International Realty site, this beautiful digital advertising here. They may have put this in there for you, right? But things like, let's take a peek. Le Figaro. Does anybody know where Le Figaro's #1 point of advertising is? Now, it goes also in many other countries. This is in France. Let's guess where the James Edition main point is. James Edition is in the UK and also many other places. You would have been right. You would have been right. Barron's. Let's take a peek at Barron's. There it is. Beautiful. So we can click on these links. These links are not put in here by the marketing team. Those links are put in there probably by Miranda. Miranda, am I right?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, what I like, and let's take a look at another one.
I mean, you just picked the lowest price point of one of the listings we had, so
I know.
some of that stuff might not have linked up.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna try to get out of this one. Let's pick another one. Give me another one to pick, a good one. Is it this one?
What is that one? Do 9664.
9664. Like, I'm gonna find that. Okay. Control Command F. 96.
You know what? Do the 6507 County Road, Claremont.
Oh, right here. Okay. Right.
Those two have been listed a bit and have a lot more information in them.
Thank you.
Like we added the social media posts and all that to it.
So take a peek here. Showing feedback. She put extra thing. Tasha Osborne, a real estate post that she did. This is what she did. This is something they have added themselves, right? Le Figaro website here. They have, I love this one, guys. Everybody loves the Juai. Where is the Juai? Anybody guess?
Japan.
China. Japan is the Nikkei. But everyone loves that. Look at that. Do we know what it says? No, we hope it's nice, but we don't know. Really, it could be awful. We don't know. But it's great, right? The James Edition. Now, Facebook post, feedback from showings. Facebook post, this is added by us or Miranda in this case, right? So these
Correct.
are things that look really good. And so then it links automatically to your showing activity. And if somebody gave you feedback, it links here. Okay. This is telling them what we're doing. When sellers are like, are you doing anything? Do you think they feel good about this? They're getting this every week. So it's nice if you say, listen, your home's gonna be featured in the Mansion Global. It's gonna be featured in the July, the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. We can actually do that, 6507 County Road. So if we go to SIR.com and we go to list sync, this is how we find this. By the way, this is what other offices never use because they don't talk about this. Why they don't talk about it, I really don't know, but I love it. You go to view listing and you start putting in 6507 and it pops up. And you say, go to listing. Now, forget all this stuff here, opted in, opted in, opted in. First of all, you can't change it and you shouldn't change it. Okay, because that is why they don't want you going in there. They don't want you messing up syndication. But it's ghosted, you can't, so don't worry about that. What you want to know is the date here because you're going to add that into your listing exposure, right? And what you're looking for are all these different links. Now, I like the low-hanging fruit, meaning I don't want to have to go searching for the stuff. So if I click on Jane's Edition, now I can just copy and paste this link and add it to my report. You follow me? This is good stuff, guys. If I want to go and see Le Figaro, I just copy the link and there it is in Le Figaro. Beautiful. Isn't that nice? Now, if I want to see, look at all these other places it's listed. This is in New Mexico. This is a showcase property in New Mexico, and it's going to pull up, but I'm not going to wait for it because I'm already tired of waiting. But here we go. Let's go to the next page. Property Go Luxury, Mansion Global. Here's Mansion Global. Let's click on Mansion Global. Everyone loves Mansion Global. There's certain go-tos, right? Uh-oh. When did that syndication stop? So we can see September 11th. And then there's Barron's, Market Watch, and the Wall Street Journal right here, guys. Let's see. Now, know that all of these things are on a loop. That's why you only want to put out a couple every week. See, they're now rotating on this one. So you probably should wait next week and then put it back out again. So when it says opted in, remember, it's on a loop. It pushes all just like we do. You're not going to have your ad in the newspaper every week, right? We're going to rotate them. They do the same thing.
How can we see when they rotate publish?
Well, you don't know when the next, but you want to look at what the date was, right? Luxury real estate. So you see that, but you want to check it before you add it to the Pulse report. Because if you don't see it showing right now, wait till the next week, right? Because you'll know it usually, it's like what, a weekly kind of thing, Claire, is it? Isn't the syndication usually weekly?
For
The different things that they swap it out, like the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. I usually think it's pretty much weekly.
well,
Typically, I think. But there are see access denied. That one's a new one that they started doing that. But you can, there's so many of them here that you can go to that you can see tons and tons of listings here. And you can go and see all of these different, look at this, view all. There's like 99 different sites here. And this is where the Nakai lives, which is in Japan. But I love, now the bummer about the one in Japan, it says it's in Japan, but it's not in Japanese. So it's not as fun as the July. I know it doesn't showcase in Japanese. It's very sad. But they do have some other ones here that showcase in like German, and they have some showcasing in other languages that I don't speak, so I don't know what it says. But yeah, so you can play through some of these. But this is very cool, guys. And this is what you should be using. Now, when you have these beautiful seller reports, you need to keep a copy because once this is no longer active, it stops syndicating. So you want to make sure that you print some of these things out. The actual pictures of that home in the July, for example, the actual picture of that home in the Mansion Global or Le Figaro. Why? For your next listing presentation. Does that make sense? And throw it in a flip book. Because this is the point. This is the stuff that we're saying we're going to do. And when you're showing it on a Pulse report, if you're going to talk about that to the next seller, don't you need to show them what that looks like? Right? So these are one of the things that you're going to use list sync for. Now, list track, let's all talk about what list track is. Anybody? Anybody remember what list tracks? That was,
Talked about your listing, which is the listing and who is the exclusion that is having the direction that you're looking at.
thank you, Flavia. And here's the little cue I tried to help you all with. Flavia did a great job. It tracks the progress of how the marketing is going. I know, see, that really works good. Track, list track, it tracks the progress. So now we can go look at that same listing. So this is what you want to do. If you need to get a price decrease for your seller, this is where you go, guys, right here. And we're going to go look up that listing. Now, you only have to go to your listing. I have to go search for this listing because I have a lot of listings. Let's see. I have to pull up the right office. 6507, what is it, County Road? Here it is. Okay. And now let's take a quick peek. This is pretty cool. Let's make this little here. It shows us that they've had 2,753 views. Somebody has shared this and somebody has favorited this. So let's see where it's being seen by. Well, the James edition has gotten a bunch of hits. Sotheby's, other broker agent sites, Premier Sotheby's, the July guys, and Le Figaro. So then it tells us, look, we can see these are really key factors. So Miranda, you're on. Did something happen? What day is this? September 11th? Did you guys do something that day?
I think we changed photos around and updated verbiage.
So this, I would be taking a picture of this screenshot. This I'd be adding to my pulse report, and I would be explaining to the seller how we did whatever changes. And look, you can see how it really helped our exposure that day. This is another way to be showing them how whatever we're doing is making a difference, because look at that increase in traffic right there. Same thing that happened on something you did on August 28th. You did something on August 28th that really increased your traffic. See, this shows them that whatever you're doing is actually working. So why not take a screenshot and explain to them when you're adding that to that pulse report, whatever you did to create that increase in traffic. Does that make sense? Have you been doing that, Miranda?
I'm sorry, doing what?
So you would, if it were me, I would zoom on in here, take a screenshot of this right on this day, and upload that into your pulse report and explain to the seller what you did to create the traffic on that day.
No, but I will do that tomorrow.
Exactly. Because this is what they need to understand. It's not just the big things. You're constantly reworking that listing to make it new, to make it fresh, to get new people to look at it, right? That's the whole point. When we work on a listing, how much is this listing? $880, right?
Yes, we're going to be doing a price reduction soon.
Right. Well, when you go to ask for that price reduction, they need to see that you're working this listing all the time from every angle. So when you say, look, we even changed the pictures, we even did new descriptions, we even did this, and look at the extra views we got. We are getting the views. What we're not getting are the offers. What does that tell us, guys? It's overpriced, right? That is the point. This helps you with that price reduction conversation. That is the point. This pulse report, beefing up this pulse report, there is nothing better to support your claim for getting. And this is the point, guys. People don't use the pulse report like that. How many of you are actually using the pulse report like that? Is anybody using the pulse report? Probably not. The pulse report is not just to look pretty to show them what you're doing. It's to help you get the decreases when you need them. It is a tool for you to use to get new listings. It's a tool for you to use to ask for price decreases. It's a tool for you to use to really help showcase, to get referrals. It can do all of those awesome things. I don't think people realize how incredibly useful the Pulse report is. Now, it's also helps you sell your listing. So we see all these things. Now, what I'm interested to know is why does it not show any of the other, how long has this one been live, Miranda?
2 months.
We're not seeing any other Sotheby's offices. So, you know, that also tells me overpriced. Right? Oh, so sorry. Hang on. Hey, honey, I'm just in the middle of a training. Did you land? Okay. Love you. Bye. Yeah, he just got in from California. He's now in Chicago. Okay. So here you go. But this is the other thing that you need to use. And you need to explain this. And this is another thing I would be adding to your Pulse report. So let's talk about this. Here's your, now who cares about the map view? There's only one person I know who likes this map view, and it's Andrea Enline. Andrea, if you're on, please explain it to me because I still don't understand why you like this view. I think it's stupid. But some people, she likes it. So don't ask me why, but she does. I don't like it. What I do like is this. This tells us, and you can pick the period of time. So this is the last 30 days. You could say for 7 days, you can talk about the entire life of the listing. Let's look at the life of the listing. Let's see who really has been looking at this. So we have had the majority of people from Claremont looking at this listing. So it makes me wonder, is it that, what is it about this listing that only people from Claremont like it? The majority of people. We've got Orlando, Winter Garden, Orlando, Missouri. Okay, Windermere, Missouri. Okay, we're on the first page and we've only gotten Missouri out of Florida. That's pretty weird. So are we saying that there's no other feeder market for Claremont? Something is strange here. It makes me wonder if we're not positioning this correctly or getting it out to the right feeder market. Because I can tell you that Claremont definitely has a feeder market that's outside. I mean, I know for sure New Yorkers like Claremont. There is definitely a feeder market in New York for Claremont. I can tell you, you might be able to get people from California, possibly, but I can definitely say for sure it's not just Orlando and it's not just Claremont. Would you guys all agree with that? Now, we also have some people from Ocala too. Now, let's see what the second page is. But I find that incredibly odd. Okay, here we are. We do get Canada. Okay, we got 5 people from Canada, but and then we have Wisconsin at the very end. Also extremely weird. So this makes me wonder, something is weird about the positioning of this property. You guys feel what I'm saying here? So now that makes me think we need to do some targeted prospecting because obviously we're not getting any traction outside of our main area, right? So this tells me that we need to do some marketing. We need to figure out what is it about this property. Did we do a buyer profile for this property, Miranda?
I don't know what the girls did.
Okay.
This kind of got listed when I started.
Okay, gotcha. So if you guys were listing this property, the first question is, did you do a buyer profile for this property? Right? Is it the schools? Is it, what is this property? Who would buy it? Right? Because now you have to try to find those buyers because we see here that we're not finding them through our regular marketing avenues, which is interesting. Have we had any offers on this property, Miranda? No, right?
No, it's a really weird property. A lot of the feedback is nobody wants the horse boarding part of it and they just want to knock it down and build their own property.
Okay. So, this is the thing, guys. I would say that you have to try to figure out who the buyer could possibly be and then try some targeted prospecting. Does that make sense? Now, I also would try some targeted prospecting to this first page where you had Missouri, because at least you did have some real hits in Missouri. So I would take these 2 zip codes and do some targeted prospecting. Where could you target prospect from? Does anybody know? Please, dear God. I'm gonna cry. Okay. I will cry alone in silence. But before I cry, Claire, can you please help us where we could target prospect from? In social media?
Facebook, social bay.
Did you do the home spotter?
Hey, Social Bay, thank you. We could go to Social Bay. Can we put the zip codes in Social Bay? We can, can't we? You could go to Social Bay, put in the zip codes and do a targeted prospecting ad right from there.
Social bay is better than just doing it through Facebook. to me,
Yeah.
Because they already have some agreement with the Fair Housing Act.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can run into trouble with Facebook if you're posting things about.
Housing. Yeah.
But for sale.
Question,
I was
Kelsey?
just gonna say marketing matters, and we send out some automatic things that way as well.
You mean the zip from a flyer?
Right, but if they're not trying to target for specific.
But-
Kind of like get it out.
Well, zip my flyer, you don't even have to use, because you can use active pipe.
Mm.
Because we could do the same thing and we could use Remind.
I was gonna say Remind, but I don't deal with MLS, so
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure of that.
Yeah, so from Remind, if we know where people are, we can get their information from Remind and we can send it out through, try to get as many emails as we can and send out a nice email blast from Remind. Absolutely, we could totally do
They
that.
don't have to be.
Depends on the community. If it's an investment community, not at all. If it's a community that's more of a regular community that people have lived for a long time, we have a lot of emails.
Mhm.
So it depends, but I bet Claremont, because you notice how many things we had in Claremont, I bet you still find a lot of emails in Claremont. So, okay, does everybody kind of understand that, how that process works right there? Right? Now, here's another thing. It's favorited by one person. And it was shared on Sotheby's Realty. Now, let's talk a little bit about favoriting. When we see something has been favorited, I would love to know if we have done a reverse prospect on this property. Do you know if we have?
I would guess not.
Okay, so does everybody know how we reverse prospect in the MLS? I cannot do it. But what you guys do, which is a bummer, I wish I could, you have to go to your front page, which I'm probably logged out of, guys. Let's be honest. The MLS kicks us out all the time. But on the front page, you go to my listing. Okay. I have the office listings, but I don't have my listings, right? So if I'm at the front page of MLS and I'm logged in as myself, so it won't help. But let's say I say my active listings, done. My office active listings. Okay. So I'm going to pick one of my listings. My office, Sarasota. These are my Marianne. Let's pick this one. Irish Acres. I don't know what this is. Lovely. Okay. I cannot do it because you see this little guy down here? He's ghosted. But whoever's listing this is, if you went through my, it's Tasha's, if you went through my listings, you can click on that. You can't go any other way. You have to go through my listings to be able to have this not ghosted. Is this new to you, Kelsey? Have you ever seen this? Okay. Have you ever seen this, Jojo? Linda?
I did it for me last week.
I did it for you last week. That's right. Flavia, have you seen it? Okay. So you click on this and when I click on it, nothing will happen. But if you clicked on it, what would happen is all of the people who sent this listing to someone shows up. You get a list of all the agents. And if their people have hearted it or have a light bulb, I forget what the light bulb means, it all shows up. So what you do is now, if you sent it to them from the MLS, this is a fabulous concept, guys. Just execution is terrible. Because if you send it from the MLS, they get an email that says, you have a customer who's interested in my listing. They don't know who the customer is because they don't even know what your listing is. And you know what the agent does? Nothing. They ignore it because one little line saying you have a customer interested in my listing doesn't mean anything, right? Agents are busy. Many of them are, well, not less than stellar. Let's call it that, right? So it goes nowhere. So what do we do instead? We go into active pipe, which is somewhere on here. Where's my active pipe? Here it is. And we create a really nice email. Now, hopefully it's going to be my active pipe, which, for example, I've done for Kate. So here's one for Kate. I did this one for Kate. So let's look at Kate's. And you say something about that listing. If it's close to UCF, see, you have customers interested in this amazing townhome close to UCF. Whatever it is. If it's a price decrease, if it's something cool about the property, amazing location, you have a customer interested in this wonderful blah, blah, blah. But you have to say they have a customer interested. Then to pull this up, you simply, this is the one down here. It is real estate content. See this? Feature, you click on this. Oh no, I lied. I lied. Just ignore me. Leave. Oh no, I left that pipe. That was even worse, wasn't it? Hold on. Going back in. Going back. Kate. Okay. So you want to go into property right here. I just did the feature property. And when you click on the little bottom, you just put in the address. What's the address? 6507. Oh, here we go. Hold on. 6507.
County Road.
Let's see if it comes up with that. County Road. There it is. See? Now you could change that. You could leave it. It's now 800, not 850.
I don't know if they've changed it yet. It was in the talks on Friday.
They did because it's changed here. Either that or
Oh,
it's,
well, Roxanne didn't tell me.
well,
So
this is a
I'm in
great
the reverse
thing. You could
prospect
say,
results and I see a bunch of hearts. So I will do that today.
yeah, now you say Claremont just got sweeter. Your customer's interested in Claremont and it just got sweeter, 50,000 sweeter or something like that, right? And then you put that in the thing here, you know, $50,000 decrease, blah, blah, whatever, right? Now you obviously don't have two of them, okay? So we're going to delete one, right? Because that's kind of silly, but we have one. And then you always want to make sure that you have something here and you have to pick something here. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Just pick something random. It's ridiculous. Then you want to preview it, make sure it looks good. There it is. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay. And then you're going to share it. Now I do a quick send. Save my email. Didn't I hit save? And I quick send it to my email, Carrie. Now, I have oftentimes unsubscribed. I don't know how we all do it. I cannot tell you how many times I've unsubscribed myself. So be careful not to unsubscribe yourself. If you do unsubscribe yourself, make sure that you have yourself in multiple ways in your MyHub. If you have other personal emails so that you can always quick send it to yourself and then send it back to your, your Outlook. Okay. And then you just hit send. I don't send it from ActivePipe. Then I go back into my Outlook here and I simply forward the email when it comes here. And in the BCC, when it comes up, I'll show you. I will forward, where am I? Where am I? No, where am I? Hold on. Where am I? So many things open, so little time. Here it is. Okay, so I take this, right? And I hit forward. I get rid of all the garbageola around it. I make the first one to me, right? Get rid of the little forward thing here. Make the first one to me. Not Carol, because she's on the board. That would be bad. And then this BCC, I copy that list that I got out of MLS.
Is that an easy copy? I mean, like
Copy paste.
individually, or you do like?
So when I'm in my MLS, and unfortunately I can't show you because I don't have the reverse prospect, but you copy everybody. The only thing is you have to clean it up. So you want to sort them. No, because there's like, sometimes they send 5 people. So they'll come up 5 times. So you just want to delete them. So you're only sending them to 1 time, not 5 times, right? So you want to sort them ascending, that's all. And then just clean up the list. And then you just copy the list, the 1 row of their emails. That's all. I've done it for so many of you guys. And then you
And you're
just,
only doing it even when it's favorited or always?
I send it to everybody. I mean, it depends, like, what it's about. If I see that
Right.
5 people have favorited and I just want to say you have 5 people who have favorited this listing, then I'll do a special one for favorited. But if I have a price decrease, heck, I'm sending it to everybody. If people that are interested in this just got $50,000 sweeter, So it depends on what the reason is. But this one, Miranda, you just had a $50,000 price decrease. That's significant. You
Mhm.
sent that to everybody, right? Does that make sense? So then you're just gonna go ahead and put them in your BCC line. Why do I have like this up twice here? Getting a little crazy now. And you just paste them all in there. And that way nobody sees anybody else. They just see your name up top. The idea is that they're not going to send this to their customer, but they know because they're like, oh my God, I know that person was interested in UCF. They see the price point, they see the property, they make that connection. And we have had sales happen from this.
Can you hear me, Carrie?
Yes.
Since you're using me as an
Okay.
example.
Yes,
Yeah,
am.
I'll interject real quick and say, yes, thank you first off. Actually, when you helped me do this, we sent it out, and for whoever was asking, it's not that hard to scrub the list. You just literally, she sends it to you and you just delete it, like Mary, Bobby, Joe is on there 5 different times. But I actually got a showing off of this right before we were going to do a price reduction, and they ended up buying the property. So we never even had to do one. So I'm a fan so far. Anyways, thank you. You're welcome.
It works, guys. It does work. I mean, that's the whole thing. People want to sell. That's why they're creating these lists for their, customers. They just don't keep on top of what their customers are liking and doing, right? Would you guys agree with that? How many agents have people set up for these portals and they don't keep an eye on what they're looking at? They don't know.
Not that good.
Thank you. So true. So true. They're not with us. So we're helping them do their job by reminding them, hey, you have a customer who really likes this. And now it's even better, right? Or whatever. And then they're like, oh my God, that's right. This looks great. And now you just help them do their job. So it just helps really sell that. So this is just one other way. And how do we know that? Again, we saw that off of the listtrac report. If you see anybody who has favorited this, you are missing the boat if you don't go back and reverse prospect, because people have favorited this, right? Does that make sense? I have gone in here and seen where there's been 8 people who have favorited and asked the agent, did you reverse prospect? And they're like, what are you talking about? Right? This is using our tools and taking them to the next level. I mean, the MLS, I think, had a great idea with this. It's just that their execution was terrible on it. They just didn't know how to take it to the next level, but we do, right? And that's the point. We just take what they have, take our tools and see, listen, who was I working with? Somebody who has poor Marilena. She has this rental. $18,000 rental, beautiful, Kings Point. Anybody have somebody who's looking for a beautiful home in Kings Point? It's like a couple $1 million home. They're renting it for 18,000. You can't get any kind of tracking off of a rental because it doesn't go through Sotheby's stuff. We don't syndicate it, right? Because it's a rental. Oh my God, it's horrible. You don't know anything. You don't know where people are coming from. You can't find out what, who's looking. It's terrible. Without our tools and resources, I felt like my hands were tied. I was like, oh, Marilene, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, really, it's awful. Our tools are so good. They really help you sell that property. And then guess what, guys? Then you show that you sent this in your pulse report. You put that email into the pulse report and you tell them you sent it to a list of 500 agents, 300 agents, 50 agents, whatever it is, as a reverse prospect. Because if you forgot to put that in your pulse report, you didn't tell the seller what you did to help sell their property. Do you think that's kind of important to share that piece of information? I mean, Kate, that's how you sold the property. Right? That was a crucial piece of missing information, right? These all sellers think that their property sells because they're wonderful. Yeah, no. None of the properties sell by themselves. Last year, yeah, they did. This year, they don't sell by themselves. And we need to remind them of these things all the time, because guess what? When they're talking to their friends and their family, oh my God, you should see all the stuff my agent's doing. That's going to help you get referrals. Does that make sense? That's why we need to make sure we're putting all this stuff into, and you know, the Sotheby's share, this is great too, because we do get leads off Sotheby's. Linda, didn't you get a Sotheby's lead? Or was it James Edition?
What do you?
A lead, did you get a good lead from Sotheby's or James Edition? Flavia, was that you, the Sotheby's James Edition lead? No. Tasha got one. Miranda, what was that James Edition lead she closed? Was it 2 million or 3 million?
I don't have a clue.
Mm.
Sorry.
Yeah, she closed a lead from the James Edition. It was $2 or $3 million. So these leads are good. You just want to make sure you're following them, right? Oh, look at this. Favorites 3. So that was just for the month. So this is really important stuff, guys, that you want to make sure that you're staying on top of. Now, also sometimes what you'll see in here is Sotheby's offices, right? Let's see if we pull up another one that will show us the Sotheby's office. Let's take a quick peek real quick. Let's get this address out. Am I okay in time? Yep. Okay. So let's just pull up another one. I don't know what I'm pulling up. It's like Russian roulette over here. I don't know. Let's see. Could be land. I don't know. I don't know what I'm pulling up. Oh my God. Who is this? I could kill them. 15 favorites. We have to see who this is. Preview report. And then we're going to call them right now and ask them. Peyton, you are on. Peyton, did you reverse prospect this? Peyton, I know
That one is 508. Which one is that one?
She's 508, Villa de Sol.
Yeah, so actually we just went pending yesterday.
Okay. Excellent. You had 15 favorites. Holy cow.
Yeah,
That's
that one went
amazing.
super quick. We had a lot of showings for that one too.
Yeah, I see. I mean, you were barely here for any length of time. Yeah, okay. That one I can't even really show anything because I don't have really much data on it, except for 15. It's I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, let's pick another one. All right, let's see what we have. But you guys see how you need to use these reports more than just sending them to a seller? Now, these you also have to enable, guys. You have to go in here and you have to enable these reports. Oh, this is a good one. Look at all these squirrely things here. Okay, so this one has had an inquiry, a favorite, and a share. 302 views already. Who is this? Okay, this is Sotheby's International Realty Canada. Has already been interested. Let's take a look. Who is this? Oh no, that's not set it up for, if they're not sending it. Whose is this? Let's take a peek and see if they're on. Who is this? Who is this? Whose listing is this? I don't know. I can't see it. Tasha. Okay, so Tasha's listing. So Miranda, this is good for you to know. On 152nd Lane. Sotheby's Canada is very interested in this because Sotheby's Canada has shown up here and up top. So if they have enough people that are pulling to come up and appear here, that means that they have enough interest on their websites pulling people. So this is time for you to actually reach out to Sotheby's Canada to say, hey, we have a property that you have a lot of people that are interested in. Now, also you can see here the United Kingdom, Ohio, Texas, Spain, India. Interesting. This one's got a lot of interest. Now, how would we
What
find
address was this?
this one is 154-795 152nd Lane. You see this one?
Oh, that's vacant land.
A lot of people are interested. So if you want to find Sotheby's Canada, what you do is you go back over here. You go click the search button over here. You say search. You say offices. You can say country, Canada, and you can search. Now, Sotheby's Canada is probably pretty big. So realistically, I would probably say reach out to Alex Remind Wilbert, but let's just see for fun. Yep. They have a good amount. Oh my God, they have a ton of offices. So what I would do in this instance is reach out to Alex and say, can you put me in touch with the marketing person? And they oftentimes will take your flyers or your flip books and share them within their company.
Okay.
Great thing to do because clearly they have enough people that they're interested in it, that it's appearing in our search results. Now, let's say, for example, it was a smaller company, like let's say it was, let me do another one. Offices, let's say the office was in, let's say you want to see if there was an office in Missouri. Let's get rid of Canada. Would come up like that in cities, that's a state. State, Missouri. Let's see, what is in Missouri? Usually we would know to say what it is. So here you go. There are 3 listed that pull, no, 2. St. Louis. Oh, there's only really, yep, 2. Delman Sotheby's. So in this case, they probably don't have a big marketing manager. So you would reach out to those specific offices. And you could call them and ask them to go ahead and send out your stuff. And they will. They're great. Like Carrie, when she had one that had a lot of people out in California, she went out there. She was going out there anyway, and she did a whole presentation for them on her property in Celebration. So we work like that all the time because remember how collaborative our brand is. We love that. Zurich Sotheby's in Switzerland had our property. They blasted it to everybody. We're the only home in the United States. I mean, they love working. That's the beautiful thing about our brand. We all work together. So anytime we can do that, it's a great thing because we all want to work hand in hand. You know, like right now, Seda, is Seda on? Seda. I don't know if Seda was on. But Seda has a property that she is sending over to Istanbul. $32 million property. What? She was so excited when Istanbul came on board. This is what we do, guys. This is how Sotheby's rolls, right? So this is a way to take those reports and use them in a different manner, right? It's not just about saying, look what I'm doing for you. It's also to show them, look, we are doing all these things and you need a price decrease. Or look at all the things that I'm doing and sharing all this for a listing presentation, right? Or using all of these tools and resources to help get more business. And you know what else these are really great for? One other thing, real estate reviews. This is why you want to keep some of these reports. I would keep them in a nice folder. The listtrac reports as well as a pulse report. Because what if you're doing another listing in that same community or that same area? And you want to do a real estate review, which for those of you who don't know what a real estate review is, that is when we're going to talk to our sellers in that same area and give them a view about what's happening in their community, right? And oftentimes it may lead to a listing, it may lead to a referral listing. But if we show them what we've done for other sellers in that area, it helps them to know what's happening in the market, doesn't it? But it also helps them to see our level of service, doesn't it? And sometimes it helps to explain newer services that we've come up with. Well, look how much better our tools and resources have even gotten. Look how much our reach has gone even farther, right? So this is the thing. Maybe when you worked with them last time, you didn't even know you had these tools. Maybe you didn't use them. Maybe you never sent them the pulse report. So you tell them it's new. You don't say, we always had this, I just didn't know how to use it. You could have gotten it, but I didn't know it was there. Right? So these are the things, guys, that it's really helpful to have that. Keep them in a folder. I would always, we have them, but what happens is they go away. And then if you have the links, they don't ever re-show, right? That's what I'm saying. Print out the home in the UI, print out the home in Mansion Global. You don't have to keep 50 billion of them, but I would keep them maybe at different varying price points in different areas, you know, just to have a couple on hand, right? This is why when you look and we do, let's see, actually, I will show you my website. And I have, and we've all seen it, but do you remember it? Is the question. This is what I like to call the journey your home takes when it's listed with Premier Sotheby's. This is also a great thing to have on a real estate review, isn't it? It's a sample seller's report, and it's the journey one home takes. So you should have a couple of these, right? It's one home in Winter Garden. And then I also took pictures from the Global Media book explaining why we're in the James edition. And it shows the stats about the James edition. You know, the percentage of people, male and female, the average household income, the unique monthly views, the page views per month. I mean, that's pretty strong. Would you agree? And the worldwide distribution of the countries and where they are. That's pretty cool. Then it shows, of course, the New York Times and the same types of stats. And it shows Mansion Global. I mean, guys, nobody can beat the unique visits that they have, right? That's pretty strong. Then the July has theirs. Now, I didn't show the home in the July, but I would add that because that's a really good one. Le Figaro is a new one. So I added Le Figaro because they'd like to see that this is our newest, latest, and greatest, right? Emirates Air, if you're not talking about the fact that we're the only in-flight video with Emirates Air, you're missing the boat. Dubai, direct to Orlando. Who flies on that? Sheiks. A lot of sheiks. Yeah. And those sheiks are, thank you, Linda, rich people. And those rich people are looking at our videos, right? This is a good thing. You know, we show them what we have available to them. We show them our beautiful, you know, just listed broker opens. We can talk about how wonderful our neighborhood reports are that we have for them. We can talk about our wonderful, which we just talked about, the list track reports. We can show them how we know what's happening, how we can see where they're looking at it, and how we can see what other Sotheby's offices are looking at it, right? How we can create targeted prospecting, really targeted campaigns for them by using all this data, which is what we do, isn't it? And that's how we get all these leads from people, because we're creating targeted campaigns. And that's also another great thing. And this voice of Sotheby's has to go up, because guess what? Sotheby's actually now has about 30%. Premier Sotheby's, our voice of luxury is 60%, guys. So I need to change this slide. It's even better. So this is the kind of thing you all should have. Does everybody in here have this book? You have it? Do you have it? Do you have it, Kelsey? You need it. I know you don't yet, but you will. Everybody online have this book? Who online does not have this book? Unmute yourself. Let me see. Let me stop the share. Who online does not have this book? Because you need it.
I might not have it.
Kate, you need this book. Okay. Who else does not have it? Kelly, do you have
Bring
it?
it on.
Don't have it either.
Okay. You guys?
Yeah, Linda, yeah, I haven't. I don't think I have it, Kerry.
Okay, then guess what? Next Monday, guess what we're doing? We're creating this book.
Perfect.
But you all need to be in presentation suite. So if any of you are not, get with Claire, like ASAP, because we need to send you a new link, because you need to be in presentation suite to create it. I can send you the downloadable pieces, and then we need to customize it for you. But everybody should have this book. It's a great book to have. Would you guys agree with that? Great for listing presentations, but great for real estate reviews. It's great for so many different things. Should be on your website. It should be, I mean, how easy is that to showcase what we do and why we do it, right?
What's the name of the book, Karen?
Well, I call it the Global Media. I created it myself. It's a Carrie special. Yeah, you wouldn't have it unless I created it for you. I created it. It's nothing. I call it the Global Media. I just took the front of Global Media.
I feel like we talked about this once.
Oh, I talk about it. I'm a talker. I talk. We did talk. Okay, next Monday. Be here or be square. You should come in person because that way I can send you the PDFs. It's easier and help you if you don't know how to do it. It's hard to do it when you're online because I can't help you. But if you don't have one, guys, you need one. Okay, everybody good on that? All right, well, we are doing pretty good. Any other questions about the pulse report? And one other thing I will show you just in case you don't know how to do it. When you want to add things to your pulse report, you go to listing exposure. That's how you add it. You say new, and you just put what it is. So whether it's the GUI and you're adding the link, whether it's a picture of that screenshot of that specific day when there was a huge surge in traffic, then you'd say, I would say surge in traffic on September 11th. You write the date, the category is what it is, right? Is it a media thing? Is it other? So in your case, Miranda, for that one picture, it's other, right? And then the type is a URL if you're like going to link it to the web page for the GUI, but you might be uploading a file because it's a screenshot of that one particular day, right, on September 11th. So it could be a text field where you're just going to write in what it is, right? And then you put the listing here and it will attach it to the listing that you're adding it about. So I could be writing about your listing or your listing or your listing. I don't actually have to be even in your website to do it. I just have to know what your listing is. So I could be adding it in. So Miranda, you don't even have to be logged into Tasha's and you could be adding it. And I mean, you have to because you work for her, but
Oh,
like,
I already did it.
okay, well, you're already on it. I love that. So, but that's how it works, everybody. So it's very easy to add to that pulse report like that. Okay, everybody, any questions on how all that works? I'm going to stop my share. I hope you guys all got something today. You understand how to use this stuff. And Jojo's like, it's all new. It's pretty cool stuff, right? Listen, my job is to overwhelm you and then help you do it, right? Isn't that my job? I overwhelm you and then I help you. That's what I do. Kelsey's like, I'm still overwhelmed. So I don't know about.
Getting there though.
Yeah, you are.
Watch it again real slow and pause.
Make me go back again. But it's okay. You're not even in the system yet, so you'll learn it. So, all right, guys. Well, it was great seeing y'all. Have a great day. I hope to see everybody at the All Fund Inn tomorrow. Again, 8:30 starts the breakfast and networking. 9:30 starts the event. So, yay. Thanks for coming, guys.
Sorry.